Well, today we're gonna go start an abandoned vehicle. The back 40 of some poor
An abandoned urban vehicle in the city center.
Hey, if it hasn't been running, it hasn't been running.
These are rare finds.
The steps are the same whether it's in the middle of nowhere or it's in your backyard beside your pool.
Now, one must be quiet upon approaching as to not to disturb it. See, look, there's what, like, there's rogue trees and everything back here.
Oh, well, look how many times I've tried to start this thing. But,
yes.
So this is my 47 Chevy, which it's been in the background of a bunch of videos, a bunch of people asked about it and stuff like that. All we're gonna do is see if it'll run. Did we drive this thing last year? I don't remember.
Maybe once.
But the main issue we have is Frankie, our Great Dane. She keeps crawling on top of it and getting up over in the back there, and I gotta hoist her back into the yard.
So if we can move it back since the 55 is gone.
Which is a freaking nightmare. So I don't know if, yeah. Last time I tried to start this thing, yeah, I remember it all now because these booster cables are stuck under. It's on airbags, which was a good idea when I did it, but now I regret it because airbags are a pain. They're never-ending problems. But look at all the stuff I just have here ready to go.
It's like you've tried to do this once or twice.
I don't remember the last time I was here, but
I'm pretty sure it was this time last year.
Yeah, might have been. So it's 47 Chev. It's sitting on a G-body chassis. It's got a small block out of like a 70 C10. So it's a decent little motor, and it does run and drive and do all those things. I can just put cables on it, but oh, look at all these fancy plug wires, all sorts of stuff I got on this. It sat here for a while. I left the window down and the keys in it and all sorts of things. So we got our little fuel arrow. See if I can fill up the float bowl. Put the cables on it, and then we'll have to climb up over the deck and then back down and in. Start it. We'll crank up the air compressors. Hopefully they're gonna work, which is always a nightmare. They don't like to sit for years on time. The real issue I run into all the time, every year I've ever done this, the rabbits or chipmunks or whatever always eat the airlines, which is a nightmare.
And there's a lot of rabbits this year.
Yeah, so when the airlines are chewed, it's hard to build air pressure, and you kind of need air pressure for the bags to lift. So hopefully it'll be enough that even if it does happen, I can just like kind of crank her up, back her out and stuff like that. But yeah, that's the plan. I'm gonna get a set of jumper cables. I'll be right back. We'll put the cables on. We'll fill the thing with the carburetor with gasoline. Oh, there's still oil in it. So really, what else do you need? I don't remember if this thing leaked transmission oil or anything, but I think it should be okay. The reason I don't drive this thing is it always overheats for some reason. I had the radiator rebuilt. It's got, I had an electric fan on it. Now it's back to mechanical by the looks of it. 7-blade fan, new water pump. It runs hot. It always has. And I don't know why. So maybe this year I'll pony up for like a real big aluminum rad or something like that, because it looks close to actually what would fit in like Danny's Tri-5 there, the 57. That thing runs 190 all day long. So maybe I'll have to invest in a Chinese aluminum radiator, because it was like $500 to have this radiator redone years ago. I was pissed because it was useless. But yeah, I'll go get those cables and we'll come back and see if we can get a sucker running. Alright, I got the cables hooked up. Hopefully it's good. The left the air cleaner off all winter. That was smart. Looks like there's a few leaves in the carburetor, but whatever. Let's see if we can give her a little prime ski. So, I really wish I remember the last time we drove this thing. It's gotta be at least 2 years, eh?
The last time I remember us driving it was when we went to that car show out by that weird church. And we stopped and took pictures and stuff.
Oh, that was a long time ago. But I've had this thing for probably like 15 years now, I think. So it's got some sentimental value. Just the hassle part.
Your gas is leaking.
The paint. The paint. The issue is, it barely fits, but you gotta push. You get it in, then you gotta push it in neutral to get the 55 behind it. Now it's kind of like. Somebody comment I should have nice paint on things right now.
Well, look, you can see, so these are Frankie's scratch marks.
Yeah,
from when she jumped over the
license plate's all bent up, like it's craziness. Oh, we got lost. Oh, the door isn't even open?
Is that why the window was open, maybe?
Yeah, I must have to like Dukes of Hazzard it. Holy crap! See how good that thing just started? That's unbelievable.
I'm shocked.
That was kind of boring. So now, we just gonna let it run for a little bit so the bags get a little bit of air in them. That's the camera. So this thing's pretty simple inside. Just a bunch of manual gauges and stuff. I hear the compressor's running. Yeah, look where it came all crashing down here and bent the plate up and everything. Actually runs surprisingly good. Makes sense that the nicest thing I have I don't drive. So look, it's a bit of a gong show now, but 2 compressors, big tank. It's all it's an AccuAir setup. I had all sorts of other stuff. I had flamethrower exhaust and everything, so the wiring's a little dicey, but yeah. Let this thing run for a little bit, and hopefully I can just kind of air it up and back her out a little. That was shocking how well it went. The battery seemed dead and everything. Alright, so it's running. Building up some pressure. One bag's leaking. I just tested it real quick, but we'll see if I can crawl in there and back it out long enough. Looks like there's enough room on the cables. Prepare yourselves, ladies.
Oh my god! What? What just happened? I'm shocked at how graceful you were crawling in through that window.
Thing's bent.
Are you gonna back it all the way up to the fence?
Yeah, now just get this bent cables here. Battery is so happy. Oh, you can hear the air. She's got a leak. Alright, well, I'll put the battery in the bumper, I guess. Look at that setup, we'll come back. Alright, so the compressors are going again. Hopefully this battery doesn't get sucked dry, but a little fighting chance. So here's the problem. These 2 rust spots right here, the headers, this thing goes through headers like crazy because it just They collect so much moisture sitting on the ground. And here are the cables. Look at them, they're burnt through. So, some hardened equipment. Look at all the bottles from last year or 2 years ago with for filling with gas. Man, I do the same thing over again. All right, let's pack her up. So it's charging. It already got hot, which makes you think there's no coolant in it. And something on the right side, 'cause it's sitting kind of crooked. It's got no air in the one bag, which it's movable. It's on the back, because the back is the whole solid dip. When the front does its bags, it just lurches over with no sway bar. But the gauge reads nothing, which makes me think it's just a small line that goes to the gauge. So it's really not that big of a deal. I can figure that out. I can hear the valve clicking like it's supposed to be working, but it ain't. So all this air ride stuff is it's basically semi-truck stuff. So you just go down to like your semi whatever supplier and they sell it by the roll. It's super cheap to have. But I don't know what we're gonna do with this thing. Like I said, I've had this thing 15 years. It's had all sorts of different motors in it. It was a real hot rod at one point. It's just a two-door sedan, so it's got like the kind of bump back. It's not like the Aero one or the coupes. It's nothing too fancy. And I went through, did all the body work and all that stuff, did the brakes and all that many years ago. It really needs to be redone. My problem with this, so like I did this car 15 years ago, and every time I do anything to it, I always think, man, the last guy working on this thing was a hack. And I realized it was me, and I'm just kind of frustrated. So it'd be one of those projects like, if you just dragged it home and it was somebody else's all screwed up, you'd be happy about it, you'd want to fix it, because you know you're the idiot that did all that terrible work to it.
Yeah, 15 years ago, you were still a child.
Yeah, still it's a little embarrassing. But I guess we're going to let it sit for now. The dogs have more room. Frankie can't get stuck. Toss the air cleaner back in it, but it's a cool looking car. Even if it's all dirty and crappy. This is my first car I ever tried to do like the fake patina on, again, like 10 years ago. So it could use a little bit of love. I did just like, at the time, like the red breathing through the black was super cool. It's kind of been done 1,000 times in a row now, so it might be time to be a different color. I want to paint this thing actually like a green at one point. Not like a drab green, but like something kind of cool, like a flat green or a flat blue. But now everything we have is like blue and green and yellow, so.
Paint it pink.
I don't know. Oh, I put this window up though.
That's probably a good idea. It poured yesterday. Was the seats wet?
Oh yeah. Yeah, the seat was very wet.
Was there any mouse evidence or bird or squirrel?
It doesn't look too bad actually. I think keeping all the fresh air going through there kept them away.
Oh.
Anyways, guys, there's a little sneak peek at the 57 or 47. Sorry. Yeah, a lot of you guys want to see it. Maybe it'll come out later in the summer. I'm not really too sure. Again, if I track down like a radiator and a few things like that, maybe we'll put some miles on. I don't know. Do you like this thing?
I love this thing.
Yeah. We got so many cars like on the road right now. We got 55, 57, satellite, square body truck, and then what else is in the driveway? The wagon, and then we got the Challenger in the garage right now. So there's
Well, this was like, because when we first started dating, the Falcon, RIP, burnt to the ground.
Yeah.
So then this and the Cobra were the only two hot rods you had at the time. So we would go everywhere in this or the Cobra.
This thing's cool, and it's
Steve
cool
likes this one too, because we would take Steve with us all over town.
It's a cool hot rod at car shows. You can like slam it. I mean, I chopped so much out of this thing, so it would like lay on the ground. Like you can't put a piece of paper under it, which is awesome. But as it turns out, after I did all that, it's illegal to do those things. So if you really slam it or whatever, you're gonna get in shit and get a ticket and all those things. But hey, that's the price of looking cool. I can't believe how well it ran. It actually gave me a whole new
I can't believe it started first try.
excitement on this thing. So maybe we'll put some insurance on it and bring it out if you guys really want to see it. So let me know in the comments. And otherwise, I'm gonna go back to the garage. It looks like touching the rain. So I gotta get out of here. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends. 47 Chevy.